So we hear so much about the business of bliss and monetizing your passion, but at the same time, a job is a job.
Yeah.
And at some point, everything sort of becomes routine. And I heard a great interview with Kurt Cobain one time that he said he wished he could be in a band for 2 years and then right as it was about to take off, leave it. Because the fun part was in the building it.
Right.
So what happens when we go through a creative burnout? When, yes, it's fun to create and all that, but it becomes a job. We now have people to answer to who are paying our mortgage or whatever. What happens to that creative burnout? Like, how do you renew? Is it time to go in a new direction?
Well, sometimes I really never counsel people to quit their jobs, especially in today's economy. So it's like, and I think there's a really rational model where people can have day jobs and night jobs, or a job where you're paying the rent and then you go home and you do other stuff. Or sometimes when I work with people who are screenwriters, they do one for them, one for me, one for them, one for me, and that way they keep their soul alive. So one big studio gig, one little movie that may never get made, but I really want to write. One big studio gig, one movie for me. And I think that's a kind of a fair and rational model, because you do learn things from being in that interaction with those bosses or those studios or those big media companies. I think it does up your game. I think it sharpens your skills. It teaches you skills that you may need just to get your movie made. It may teach you presentation skills. It might teach you how to get up in front of a boardroom of 50 people and not have them make snarky comments after 30 seconds. And that might be an amazing skill that you need to learn when you're pitching investors around the table at Sundance one morning. So I think that's good that you have to do that. In terms of creative burnout, what I see people do is reinvent themselves. I think that we always have to be in a state of reinvention, of seeing the world with fresh eyes and turning ourselves inside out to do that. And we have to be willing to unlearn and try new things. Look, most people in today's world are not going to have one career. I probably had 4 or 5 careers. Most people who are graduating from college now will probably have 8 or 9 careers in their work life, also because they will be working until they are probably 75 or 80. And when I say different careers, I don't mean just like a thing and they shift a little bit to the right or the left and they're just in this constant, clear track. What I mean is that they are going to have wholly different careers. So what are the skills that we need to be ready for this world? We need the skills of collaboration, communication, visual media skills, and these are transferable across all areas. People who are in technology, for example, who train in technology, from the point they start freshman year, the technology they learned in freshman year is obsolete by the time they graduate senior year, right? So learning, mastering a certain software has a diminishing value. Mastering how to master software has incredible value, because that's the transferable skill.